In 1999, a computer scientist made 147 predictions about the future. He said we'd all carry portable computers everywhere. He said we'd download music instead of buying CDs. He said a computer would beat a human at chess. He was right about all of them. His name is Ray Kurzweil, and 86% of everything he's ever predicted has come true. Now, he's made his boldest prediction yet. And if he's right again, the next 3 years will be the most disruptive period in human history. Not in a century, not in a generation, in all of human history. Here's what's coming, and why almost nobody is prepared for it. Before we get into what's coming, you need to understand who is making these predictions, because this isn't some random influencer on Twitter. Ray Kurzweil has been Google's director of engineering for over a decade. He invented the flatbed scanner, the first text-to-speech synthesizer, and reading machines for the blind. He's been called the rightful heir to Thomas Edison. But what made him famous are his predictions. In the early 1990s, he predicted that by 2009, most people would carry portable computers, that we'd have wireless internet everywhere, that e-learning would replace traditional education. At the time, most people thought he was out of his mind. Of 147 documented predictions he's made since the 1990s, 115 were exactly right. Another 12 were off by just a year or two. That's an 86% accuracy rate across 3 decades of forecasting where technology would go. He predicted the fall of the Soviet Union based on how communications technology would make information impossible to contain. He predicted the explosive growth of the internet when most people had never heard of email. He predicted a computer would beat the world chess champion. And it happened 2 years later. So when this man says something is coming, you pay attention. Here's what Kurzweil has been saying since 2005, and he hasn't wavered once. By 2029, artificial intelligence will match human-level intelligence across the board, not just beating us at chess or writing essays, matching us in reasoning, creativity, emotional intelligence, and general problem-solving. This is what researchers call AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. 3 years ago, this prediction seemed aggressive. Today, even skeptics are coming around. NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang said in 2024 that AI would match or surpass human performance on any test within 5 years. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, said we're a few thousand days away, which puts us right around 2027 or 2028. And here's what's already happened. DeepMind's AlphaFold solved protein folding, a problem that stumped biologists for 50 years. Over 3 million researchers in 190 countries now use it. AI systems are scoring in the top percentile on bar exams, medical licensing tests, and graduate-level math. Google's Gemini achieved gold medal standard in international math and coding competitions. These aren't incremental improvements. This is exponential acceleration. And that's the key concept Kurzweil built everything on, what he calls the law of accelerating returns. Technology doesn't grow in a straight line. It compounds. Every breakthrough makes the next breakthrough easier and faster. Think about it. It took us decades to go from room-sized computers to desktops, then years to go from desktops to smartphones. Now AI capabilities are doubling every few months. We're not at the beginning of this curve. We're at the knee, the part where it goes vertical. And it's not just software. The physical world is catching up. At CES 2026, which literally just happened, Boston Dynamics unveiled the production version of their fully electric Atlas humanoid robot, not a prototype. Production. They're shipping fleets to Hyundai and Google DeepMind this year. Tesla's Optimus robot served drinks to people at a showcase event, and Elon Musk said he wants to deploy 1,000 of them in 2025 alone, with the eventual consumer price between $20,000 and $30,000. A Norwegian startup called 1X opened pre-orders for NEO, a humanoid robot designed for your home. Deliveries start this year. And here's the number that should stop you cold. Humanoid robot manufacturing costs dropped 40% from 2023 to 2024. That's nearly triple the expected rate. Industry analysts are now forecasting up to 100,000 humanoid robot shipments in 2026 alone. China controls roughly 70% of the global supply chain for humanoid robot components and has committed $1.4 billion to robotics development. This is an arms race now, and it's moving faster than anyone projected. Kurzweil predicted this too. He said that once AI gets smart enough, you point it at robotics, and robots that can build other robots aren't far off. Self-reinforcing loops. That's the singularity in action, and it's already started. Now here's the prediction that hits different on a personal level. Kurzweil says that by 2029, we'll reach what he calls longevity escape velocity. That means for every year you stay alive, medical science adds more than 1 year to your life expectancy. You're essentially outrunning death. Sounds insane, but look at what's already happening. AI is transforming drug discovery. Biotech companies are using AI models to design drug candidates from scratch, and several AI-discovered drugs have entered mid to late-stage clinical trials heading into 2026. One AI system screened 32 million potential battery material candidates and found a novel solid-state electrolyte in weeks, a task that would have taken researchers decades. Now apply that same acceleration to finding cures. DeepMind's AlphaFold 3 can now predict not just protein structures, but how proteins interact with DNA, RNA, and drug molecules. That's the entire foundation of how diseases work and how we treat them. Researchers used AI this year to discover that a specific gene is a direct cause of Alzheimer's, a finding only possible because I could visualize the three-dimensional structure of the protein involved. Kurzweil, who is 77 years old, said this directly in a recent interview. If you can hold on for 5, maybe 10 years, we can replace all of these problems that enable us to die. He takes over 80 supplements a day and has arranged to have his body cryogenically frozen, just in case the timeline slips. He's not being dramatic. He genuinely believes this generation could be the last one that has to die of old age. All of this, a GI, humanoid robots, longevity breakthroughs, it's all building toward one moment. 2045. The singularity. This is the point where artificial intelligence doesn't just match human intelligence. It surpasses the combined intelligence of every human being on the planet. Kurzweil says human intelligence will increase 1,000,000-fold, not through studying harder, but through merging with AI directly. He envisions nanobots, microscopic robots, circulating through your bloodstream, connecting your neurons directly to the cloud. Your brain becomes a hybrid processor, part biological, part digital. You'd have instant access to all of human knowledge, the ability to think at speeds that make today's supercomputers look like calculators. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, wrote an essay called The Gentle Singularity, where he said something that stuck with me. The singularity happens bit by bit. We are climbing the long arc of exponential technological progress. It always looks vertical looking forward and flat going backwards, but it's one smooth curve. We're already on the curve. Most people just don't realize it yet because we adapt so quickly. Think back to 2020. If someone had told you that by 2025, AI would be writing code, passing bar exams, discovering drugs, and controlling humanoid robots, you would have laughed. We didn't laugh for long. Now, Kurzweil isn't naive. He knows the risks, and so do the other people at the top of this field. Geoffrey Hinton, who won the Nobel Prize for his work on neural networks, said, "There's roughly an 80% chance this all goes well for humanity, and a 20% chance it doesn't." Stuart Russell, one of the world's leading AI researchers at UC Berkeley, has said that AI developers have no cogent proposal for how to control systems that approach general intelligence. Deepfakes are already disrupting elections. AI-generated content is flooding the internet. The job market is starting to feel real pressure, not just blue-collar, but white-collar, creative, analytical. The phrase "learn to code" has been replaced by "learn to use AI." And even that might have a shelf life. But here's the thing about exponential change. The people who see it coming and position themselves ahead of it will thrive. And the people who dismiss it, who say that's still years away, they're the ones who said portable computers and the internet were overhyped in 1999. Kurzweil was right then. He's been right 86% of the time for 3 decades. The question isn't whether this future is coming. It's whether you'll be ready when it arrives. If you found this valuable, subscribe, because this is just the beginning. I'll be breaking down every major AI development as it happens, so you don't get blindsided by what's coming next. Drop a comment. Do you think Kurzweil is right about 2029? Or is he finally going to be wrong? I want to hear your take.